Hey guys, how's it going? This is James here, and today I'll be talking a little bit about overclocking and showing you how to overclock your NVIDIA GPU. Alright, so there's some things you need to take into account, okay? One is that overclocking increases the temperature because it is increasing the voltage and power usage that it's required, and it's going to increase your temperatures. And if you overclock too high, you're going to see some artifacts in your games. Your computer might blue screen or shut down, and you're just going to overall shorten the lifespan of your GPU. That's something you need to take into account, so be very, very careful about that. But this is a do-it-your-own risk thing. I'm going to be showing you how I overclocked my GPU, which I am using a gaming laptop, the Asus G53JW Republic of Gamers Edition laptop, and I didn't overclock it very high. When you overclock, you're not going to see a huge improvement unless you're using the desktop GPU and you have a water block or something attached to it to improve the cooling so you can overclock it to higher frequencies. So I overclocked from 675 core clock to 790 and only received a 10 FPS boost in all of my games, probably a maximum. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you how to overclock your NVIDIA GPU. Now, there are several different programs you can use. One, they have one from NVIDIA too, but I personally like to use MSI Afterburner. It is a lot faster, a lot more user-friendly, is what I think. So open up your browser and go to Google, whatever you're using. If you're using Bing, just type in MSI Afterburner. And what you do is you go ahead and download Afterburner. I already have it right here. I already have it installed. You can see at the bottom right here. It's showing me my GPU temperature currently. Now, there's something I had to do. I had to replace my GPU because I was seeing temperatures reach the 90s when I was playing games, and not like that, 90 degrees Celsius. It's freaking me out. So I busted open the laptop. I replaced it with some Arctic Silver 5. I know there are other thermal pastes out there that require less curing time because Arctic Silver 5's curing time is 200 hours, but I did see significant improvements of almost a 5 degrees Celsius drop when I was playing games. Alright, so you're going to open up MSI Afterburner, and what you do, depending if you're running a 1080p monitor, it's going to look all like bunched up, small, and just ewy. So you just go into settings and you're going to scroll all the way down to user interface and change your theme to the big edition. Okay, but otherwise you're going to be greeted with this right here, and if you're using the desktop, you're going to be able to see your fan speeds and your core voltage. But these two, if you is what you really want to be worried about. Okay. Alright, like I said, I'm using a GeForce GTX 460M, 1.5 gigabytes of GDDR5. It handles all the games I could play, medium-high settings, nothing. I'm not looking out to max all of my games, but it's something that I enjoy. But when you're overclocking, okay, what you're going to do, if you don't know what you're doing, stop. Listen to me very careful. Do some research so you won't screw up your computer. Like I said, this is a do-it-at-your-own risk thing. So what you're going to do, if you don't know what you're doing, you're just going to go up probably like 5 to 10 at a time. So this is 675. Say you go to 685, and 1250. Say you go to 1270, just like that, or 1260 because I went up 10, and you hit apply. And what you're going to do is you're going to test the game you have, and you're going to keep going up until you see artifacts. Now when you see artifacts or your computer shuts down, is when you want to go back some and make sure that you don't have these too high, because it's going to keep happening if your GPU can't handle it. Okay, you want to notice artifacts and other things like that. Your game's going to get all blotchy, and it's going to look really bad. And you're going to raise it until you find that point, until you find a max stable temperature that you are comfortable with, that doesn't scare you. Because me, I freak out every time my GPU hits 85 on anything above 85 degrees Celsius. But anything that suits you is good. Okay, now be wary. Overclocking, some companies, if you're under warranty, it's not covered by warranty if anything happens, so you need to be wary of that. So if you want your warranty, stay with no overclocking or down clock back. If something happens to your computer and they can tell you overclocked it, they're probably not going to fix it. Asus might not do that at all. But like I said, you're going to scroll up to my maximum clock is 780 core clock and 1390 memory clock. Now when you move the core clock, the shader clock will automatically move itself because it's not in this part of the theme. There's another theme that shows you the shader clock, which you can move to anything you want to if you unlink them, but it's just safe to leave it recommended to what it drags, what it puts the shader clock on when you're on there. So my shader clock right now is probably on in the 1500 somewhere. I'd have to look at the theme to tell you, but I don't really know. But my max overclock is 780 by 1390, and like I said, I see a 10% FPS boost in games without any artifacts or anything like that, especially in Crysis 3, because my max frames were probably 35 frames per second, boosting me up to 45 on medium settings. So that is good for me. So drag up till you see artifacts and stuff like that. Run benchmarks or other stuff like that. It's better than running a game. Running a benchmark will tell you, and then just when you can test your games and do other things like that. Like I said, this is for NVidia GPUs only. Well, yeah, I would say this tutorial has been for NVIDIA GPUs only. I don't have an AMD GPU, so but I can still show you how to overclock it in a later video perhaps. But yeah, this has been on how to overclock your NVIDIA GPU and some tips about overclocking before you overclock. So thanks for watching this video, guys, and stay tuned for the next one. Peace.